Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update with Rebecca Layton. I am so excited to get back into sharing a weekly update. I have taken a step back the past month or two just to enjoy the summertime, to just have a little bit of a break and replenish. I feel like the past few months or even the past few years, this has just been a really big thing for me to try to do, which is find my balance and find enough time to just focus on me. And so the past few months, if you've wondered where I've disappeared to, it's simply just been needed. It's just been needed for me to take a step back, to focus more on myself and replenish my energies. So I'm still very much around, and I appreciate a lot of your messages and outreach. Is always so lovely to hear from my listeners and how these readings resonate for you. It always warms my heart. So thank you for sticking around. Thanks for consistently being here, even when I can't be showing up as consistently as I would like to. But do know that I will still be doing these readings. I plan to be coming back to this as of the fall, getting back into my readings and routines. But I've just really needed to redesign and rebalance my schedule, and this is kind of what I needed to do. But I've told myself if something resonates and I want to share, then I'm going to share. So this week I'm feeling the need to share. I've taken this morning to sit and channel and just do my energy update, which has been so lovely to return to. And I'm excited to share what has come through for us this week. So this week there's going to be a lot of themes around love. Love would be the entire premise. And I feel like it always is, right? We always are supposed to be focusing on love. We're supposed to be building that love. We're supposed to be embodying that love. But this week, it's a real focal point. And I think what's really interesting is this week especially, there's going to be this onus on it where we're starting to recognize how much everything else doesn't really matter in retrospect. So this is what we're moving into, is how to cultivate this love, how we can really make that our focal point in life, and allowing the abundance to really start coming in. And they're kind of showing me this spiritual mastery that begins because we're once again starting to see this alignment, this balance come in with what feels right and what doesn't feel right. And they're just showing me someone being incredibly intuitive and incredibly in alignment now, whereas before they might not have been. They might have been living in disharmony. They might have lived in disarray. And maybe that's been you. Maybe you've been feeling that way, like, oh my gosh, everything's just kind of up in the air and I don't really have the confidence to move forward in a single direction. But they're also kind of showing me that's because many of us are being shown options right now of what is true to you. Because once more, many of us have been reinventing ourselves. Many of us have been they're showing me like a glow up happening. So some of us are going through this glow up, this raise in vibration, this real shift into our authentic self. And this is what has been so needed. So they're kind of showing me someone who might have been pushed perhaps 10 steps back and they're like, what the heck? And now we're starting to see why. We needed to come back to ourselves. We needed to come back to authenticity. And once again, the highlight here, back to the source of love. Okay, so where have you forgotten love in your life? And where does it need to be embraced more fully? And how can we bring more of this harmonization in our lives? So we're going to start seeing these themes of really becoming wide awake, okay? Eyes wide open is what they're showing me. We're going to be seeing things and just having this very strong trust in self and knowing of the self that, oh, immediately this is not right. Or, oh, immediately this is right. And you're feeling the call and you're feeling the lean in, the pull, okay? And some of it might just look like realignment. Some of us, it might look like complete transformation. It's all individual, but we're all kind of undergoing this. And that's what they're kind of showing me on this planetary level, all of us are kind of shifting, we're integrating, we're leveling up, we're becoming very aware of the highlight reel and seeing through it, and seeing through what isn't true to what is, okay? And what resonates rather with our souls. And that is how we're going to be moving forward. So they're kind of showing me, typically not everything's black and white, but we're starting to kind of feel that way because things are becoming so starkly obvious. Okay? So this is a good thing. So they're kind of showing me many of us have gone through this intense spiritual awakening, and we can have multiple awakenings throughout our lifetime. So if you've already gone through mass awakening, maybe this is another one that you're undergoing. This is another one that many of us are seeing. And once again, it's this wake-up call to the truth. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. So some of us might have gotten this rude awakening, this like, oh my gosh, this just feels so false. This feels so fake. This feels so hollow. And that's what they're kind of showing me. And they're showing this loathing, this absolute, like, I just absolutely cannot go into this. And they're just showing me this recoiling from what no longer aligns. So this is a good thing, okay? So if you've been noticing this, if you're like, wow, I just need to get out of this environment, I need to make a change, this has been the wake-up call that many of us are receiving right now. And it's all so we can have our eyes open to the actual truth, okay? So it might not feel great. And they're kind of showing some of us in the thick of this transformation. So you might be like, oh, this really sucks. This really sucks. You know, some of us might be waking up to a relationship that's just, it's just not working, okay? A friendship that's just not working. A job that's just not working. And we're like, well, maybe if I try this, or maybe if I try to fit. And they're like, no. Like, stop it. Stop trying to make yourself fit into something that doesn't resonate, okay? And then there's other situations they're showing me, like almost like this chariot, and it's raced way past you. And you're like, wait, where'd you go? And you're left in the dust. So they're actually showing me some of these things that were not meant for you. They went right past you. And you might have been like, wait, that's what I wanted. And you're like, hold on. But it's raced way past you. And you're like, well, I'm in the dust. What do I do with this? And some of you are kind of rattled by this, is what they're kind of showing me. So some of us are like, what just happened? So maybe we're the ones who have gotten kicked to the curb, so to speak. Maybe we lost our job. Maybe a friendship just sailed past. Maybe there were opportunities that just went right past you. And you're like wallowing in that. You're in shock with that. Like, what just happened? But they're like, this is because it's not meant for you. So how can we once again go in with eyes wide open, as opposed to wallowing in it and being depressed about it, or holding on to things that just aren't resonating in actuality? So don't skip the grief process. Some of these closed doors, they're going to be hard to let go of. You know, they're kind of showing me someone still holding the handle of a door that's closed to them. And it's like, I just wish it could have opened. I just wish this could have worked for me. And we're kind of in this shock state. But they're like, it's okay. Not everything is going to be meant for you. So they're kind of going, come back to yourself, come back to what you need, and come back to your own glory. So they're kind of showing me here people returning to their soul because of these situations, these wake-up calls, this transparency that's happening. And we're like, oh, well, I can't really control any of this, really. So all I can control is myself. All I can control is what I'm going to do going forward. So with this enlightenment, with this awareness of what is not working, we're becoming aware of what is working, what is going to work for us, and taking the next necessary steps, okay? So coming back to the soul, coming back to the heart, and once more listening to yourself, because they're also showing me the scenario of many others having consistent opinions. Well, this is what you should be doing. This is what you've been doing your whole life. Why would you change now? Or, oh my gosh, you should be making this work with this person, or you should be trying to make this happen. And they're kind of going like, some other people might even be shocked by this change in direction. But they're like, don't listen. Okay, don't listen. You need to listen to yourself. So this week there's going to be this retraction, or maybe there already has been this retraction of yourself, of pulling back your energies. And they're showing me this, like all these energies you had scattered all around, given to all these different directions. And they're showing me like the fishing rod, and you're like wheeling it in. You're wheeling all your energy back to yourself and going, wow, I didn't realize how much energy was being output. And now you're gathering this energy and you're like, whoa, what do I want to do with this? And you don't really want to give it away anymore, especially to things that are a waste of your time, that are not going anywhere. So they're showing me the spinning wheels, right? Go, 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 go. You're putting out all this energy, but it's not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. So why? So this week we're going to be contemplating, why did we not go anywhere with that current direction that we took? And why did situations just take off without us? And coming to this awareness of, like, once again, the soul. And would that path have been the right path for your destiny, for you and your authentic aligned path? And how can we take the lessons that were learned from that to apply it to this next chapter? So if you've been going through this big awakening, if you've been coming to this great understanding of yourself, of healing, of growth, of what's not right and what is, this is exactly on point with the energies that have been coming up lately. So we're going to be going through this great learning of ourselves, and now learning the good, okay? The good, because many of us, when we start our spiritual path, we view it as hard, we view it as difficult, we see it as arduous. We can look at our human experience and go, I just don't want to do this. But now we're starting to realize that not everything is meant to be so hard. Okay, so this is another big understanding I think is going to be landing. They're kind of just showing me like, boom, this heavy energy. It's like, whoa, there it is. The truth you can't unsee, which is you can choose to live an arduous life, or you can choose to live in harmony with your soul, in balance. So they're showing me this great understanding, locking in, resonating, and you're coming to this awareness once again of, how do I live life with love, with joy, with goodness, and see that it doesn't have to all revolve around suffering, okay? So let's get to what channeled here. I feel like that just took a life of its own. It's just neat. But yeah, there's this great balance that is coming in. This, even karmically, these scales are showing me balance here of like, okay, now it's time to live life in a harmonious way and what is in alignment with you, and this ending and beginnings type energy. Okay, so very cool. So the first thing that channeled, knocking down the door. It was really interesting. So once again, they showed me this door and we're knocking. And this door is abundance. Okay, this is the door to abundance. And we've been knocking on that door. Hello, hello, hello. Are you going to open up to me? So they're showing me this intense knocking. So it's not even just like, it's, I don't know if you can hear that on my microphone, but it's like, open up, open up, open up. And we're getting like antsy. We're getting like on the verge of getting frustration, but it's more of this like desperation. Like, I just need this door to open. I need this to work. I need abundance now. So some of us have been feeling this way. Maybe it's because we've been going through so much shadow work, perhaps, such an awareness and illumination stage. But we're desperate for it. And it's really funny because they're like, just knock the door down. That's what's funny. It's like we're just waiting for the door to open instead of just walking through it. Okay, so this is what came through, knocking down the door. Abundance is here and you're ready to claim it. Now stop knocking and step inside. And they showed me that the door opening and you being shown this great reveal of this wondrous universe. And it's really interesting because whenever I get the wording wondrous universe, I actually get this mental picture of this oracle card that I got. It was my first ever oracle deck that I got for myself. I think it was one of the first anyway. And it was this picture, this card, it was called Wondrous Universe. And it was so beautiful because it had this wizard on the front with his magic wand. So almost like that magician in tarot, perhaps, energy. But it was just showing him in this amazing, magical place. And that's exactly what they were showing me, was this card as you open up this door. It's like you've got the magic wand in the palm of your hand and you're now opening up to the wonders of this universe. And it's very beautiful because you're no longer waiting. And that's the beauty of this, is we're not going to be impatiently knocking. We're not going to be in this state of desperation of like, everything's riding on this one dream or everything's riding on this one thing that we just need to make happen. We're like, actually, I don't need to attach all of my happiness to this one outcome. I can open the door to abundance now with confidence and with this empowerment that abundance already belongs to me. So see the difference between someone who's behind the door, knocking furiously, impatient, chasing, needing this outcome, this abundance. And for some of us, this is going to be a specific dream we're chasing. And they're just kind of showing me like, let go. You're holding on too tight. You're going to choke it. Okay. So some of us need this message. Stop chasing. Stop needing this to happen for yourself. Realize why you're so needy for it. Why are you so desperate for abundance? Why are you so chasing this abundance? And where do we now need to take more of this empowered approach and realize that even if life goes its own way, which it will, even if this dream does not come to fruition on your timetable, how can you let go and surrender enough to trust that you're already deserving of it? You're already deserving of the beauty, of the love, of whatever you feel this dream is going to give you. So this is another big thing that we might start waking up to this week, is this awareness of what our dreams really mean to us and what is hidden beneath the guise of the dream. So what do you think this dream is going to give you? And once again, this reminder, and I've talked about this numerous times on this podcast, that our dreams are unmet needs. So what is the unmet need here? And how can you now claim it for yourself? Okay, so they're actually showing me the word community here. So for some of us, we're needing community. We're needing help. We're needing support. We're needing love from supportive people, places, sources. And they're kind of just showing me that need has been rising on a collective level. Many of us, because of all that has been going on in the world and with our planet, we're noticing communities starting to come closer together, people looking for that source of community, people who are wanting to return to like the old ways, so to speak, of like in-person gathering and like meeting one-on-one and having soul connections and soul feeling, so they're kind of showing me this is actually a collective need that has been rising. So if many of you have been kind of drawn to more community service or community work or building a community or just needing to be more around people who light you up, it's because this is an unmet need for many of us. And we're starting to see and have this illumination to where we've been living in divide, okay? So they're showing me this, that a lot of us light workers have actually been placed in situations where we might be feeling isolated, or we may have thought, oh, I didn't want to be placed here. This isn't what I thought. And they're actually showing me it's because the universe knows a little bit more than you, okay? And this is where trust and faith is going to be very important. So they're actually showing me some of us being almost taken away from a space that we thought we really needed to be in. So once again, maybe this is a dream, maybe this is a hope of something we wanted to create, and the universe was like, actually, no, that's not where you're needed right now. Where you're actually needed is here. And when I say needed, it's not necessarily by others per se, it's also your needs, okay? Because we're really understanding with this divine feminine energy rising that your needs are of the utmost importance. And I've also touched on this in other podcasts where this is going to be, paramount, okay? Your light, this building of your light, this building of your love and your energy, and this restoration of yourself is an absolute must. It is a non-negotiable, okay? So they're kind of showing me a lot of people are starting to realize that their needs were not met in certain areas. And now this is where this unveiling is once more happening. Oh, this is what I need. So a lot of us are going to wake up to this desire for community. I need support. I need to be seen. I need to be felt. I want to be in what I love. And that's the biggest truth. A lot of us are going to wake up to, I just want to be doing what I love. Okay? And it can be as simple as that. A lot of us are having these dreams of grandeur or building, which is beautiful and absolutely supported. But they're like, don't get too carried away here, because they're also showing me the need for grounding and anchoring in what you're doing. So this message is for some specific people here. So they're just bringing this through. Grounded action and being very mindful of each step you're taking, that it is grounded in the foundation of love, that it is grounded in the foundation of who you are, because they want you to learn now you deserve this. You deserve to take every step in profound love for yourself. So if each step you take is not rooted in love, you're going to be repelled by it, or you're going to start realizing, oh, wait a sec. This is all head and this is not heart. So they're like, really go into each step that you're taking in life at the moment, no matter what it is, whether it's in your dreams, whether it's in your family, whether it's at work, wherever in your life, whatever steps, choices, decisions you're making. And ask yourself, is this rooted in profound self-love? Is this rooted in love for all mankind? Because they're kind of showing me when you do what's right for you, you also do what's right for others when you're coming from this space of love. So each step must be resonating with the heart, with love, with this profound understanding, my needs matter, and this is what I need to do to meet my need. So once more, it doesn't have to be complex. It can be simple. Well, when I do what I love, it fills me with light. Simple. So How many daily activities do you partake in that fill you with light? And if there's a lot that don't, how can you find the balance? So once again, they're showing me this balance being restored where when we're working on something we love, it just regenerates. It fills up that love tank. So they're just saying, like, that's where you need to be. Fill that love tank, and you don't overcomplicate it. Just bring the joy. That's all you need, is to refill the joy. And also remembering this profound understanding that you are enough. So they're kind of showing me someone who's searching for purpose, and they're kind of grasping. They're like, well, what is my purpose? Maybe we've had this big awakening and we're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't know what I believe anymore. And they're just kind of showing me this lump of unmolded clay. And it's like, oh my God, I had such an idea of what this was supposed to be, and now I don't know what to shape my life into. And they're just going, but that's the beauty of it, is every time you partake in something you do love, something takes shape. Something becomes molded. Okay? So they're like, you don't need to know what you're shaping. All you need to know is you're shaping it from love. So beautiful. So beautiful. So pull back from the intensity, from the desperation or the need to have something succeed or have the answers or know where you're going. Step back, okay? Step back. Because once you start speaking the language of love, everything takes shape from there. And that's what this next channeling was coming through as we open the door to this wondrous universe. We start waving that magic wand. We go, oh my gosh, what about, I want to see this. I want to see that. We wave the wand again. Oh, there it is. There's this, there's that. We start to fill our daily experience with such beauty that the rest doesn't matter anymore. And the less and less important the end destination becomes, because we're walking in daily abundance. Okay? See this full circle moment that's taking place here. So we're coming to this awareness once more. We do not need to know 10 steps ahead. All we need to know is what we're doing in the present. Does it light you up? Great, then do the thing. If it doesn't, leave it. Let it be for now. Focus on what is gaining momentum in your soul, which is gaining this excitement, this love, this goodness in your soul, and drink your fill, okay? Because this is what's going to sprout more of that abundance. So creating in the present moment is very key. If you are wanting abundance, then you need to learn how to have abundance, okay? This is something you cannot earn, which many of us have been taught. Abundance is earned. No, it is freely given if you are willing to receive it. So are you willing? Are you willing to receive your own good? Are you willing to receive abundance now? Because if you are, you can stop knocking. You can stop waiting for the door to open for you, and you can just take that latch and open it yourself. And step on through, past that threshold. Welcome to this wondrous universe. And it's here. It's right now. So let go. Surrender to the beauty of your life. You don't have to wait for it. It's so beautiful. Okay. So moving from there, we have speaking in tongues, so all may hear the song of life, the language of love. This is so powerful. Okay. You know the answer now. It all comes back to this truth. Love always. This is so stunning. So speaking in tongues so all may hear the song of love. And isn't that true? When we take actions in love, it doesn't matter who you're speaking to. It doesn't matter who you're around. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. You feel it. That's the language. It's felt. Love is felt. It doesn't always need to be picked apart and understood. It's felt. And isn't that the truth? When we feel something, it lands. We understand it without thought. It's a feeling. So where have you been trapped in thought? And where have you been going, oh, I don't know how to speak this language? Step back. You don't need to learn anything. You know it. It's in you. From the very beginning, it's been placed in your heart. You don't need a language to speak it. You don't need to mentally diagnose it and understand it. It is. So, once again, the amazing simplicity of this. Many of us have once again been taught we need to walk a certain path. We need to be a certain state of spiritual expansion. We need to be in the spiritual master. We need to know all this knowledge. We need to diagnose every thought to heal ourselves. But the truth is no. Actually, you just need to feel it. It's as simple as that. Do you feel love in your life? Do you feel it where you are? Do you feel it with who you're with? And do you feel it within yourself? Do you feel love truly for yourself? This is very profound. If you do not feel the energy of love in your life, what are we doing? What are you doing? There's no way to live your life. So where do you need to feel the love? And what's so beautiful is the power of love. Because when we feel it, we heal it. Okay? Everything we feel, we can heal through the power of love. Okay? So they're kind of giving us this shake up where it's like you know the answer. Okay? You keep looking for the answers. What about this? What about that? We overcomplicate our lives. We think, I have to have it this way. This has to be the path. And they're like, oh my gosh, can you just step back from attachment for a minute? You're attaching to all these roads, to all these dreams, to all these people, to all these paths. When the answer is right there. The end is all of us want to feel love. So once again, this unmet need arises. Are you feeling love? Where are you in resistance? Where are you unbalanced? Where are you now willing to receive it? Take it, claim it, okay? Now this was so beautiful. It's like you know the answer now. All comes back to this truth. Love, always. So if you're facing a situation right now, if you're not sure what to do, if you're feeling conflicted, if you're feeling any sorts of conflict in your life, literally come back to this state of love and go, how can I move forward in love? If it helps you, what would Jesus do? And when there's no answer yet, surrender it. Give it to God. Ask your angels. Put your healing hands on the situation. Help me understand what to do. Help me come back to love. Okay? Because they're showing me that conflict is no longer in your natural nature. Okay? So a lot of us are like, I don't like this conflict I'm in, this confusion, this feeling of being stuck, or maybe it's, this disharmony, this dysregulation, and you're just like, you hate it. It's uncomfortable. And they're like, it's because it's not natural to you. Because what's natural for you is harmony. What's natural for all of us is love. Okay? When we come back to the ultimate truth, we're all love. So how can we now live in harmony with our soul's truth? Okay? So come back to love. And what came next? Taking life less seriously. What does it matter in the end? And let's be honest. Say you get everything you want. Say you do everything you're set out to do. Say you master life. In the end, what really matters? It's how you felt creating it. It's how you lived every day. It's the memories you made. And the most impactful ones are when you're in that space of love, are they not? So don't hold back anymore. Don't let challenge, conflict, issues, the human experience, because we're going to live a human experience. You cannot elevate yourself out of being human, my friend. So this is the balance. We can't all live in love and light forever. There has to also be the shadow. There has to be those moments. Okay, so yeah, life is not going to be easy, but it doesn't have to be hard all the time, right? So this is the balance we're learning. So they're kind of going like, just allow yourself to be on the roller coaster. Okay? The roller coaster, it has its highs and it has its lows. Some of them are terrifying. Some of them are fun. Some of them are liberating, if you allow it to be. But they're showing me someone who's getting on that roller coaster and they're cranky from the start. I don't want to do this. I'm scared. I don't like this. I'm angry that I have to be on this thing I don't want to be on. I don't want to be on this ride. Well, how's that ride going to be with that attitude, right? Whereas there's another one that goes on, oh my God, I'm so excited for this journey. I'm so excited for the highs and the lows. And oh my God, how liberating it's going to be when I just surrender to the journey. My hands are in the air. I'm free, baby. I am free. Okay? So we have a choice of how we're going to go through this experience. So take life less seriously. Don't worry if things don't work out. Don't worry if things are going to work out. See this release of attachment that needs to happen? Okay? Some of us also need to detach from timelines. Okay? They're kind of showing me so many have this formula for life, and it's like, I need XYZ to get to this result. And they're kind of like, well, life doesn't work that way, my friend. You cannot plan your life. You can't. You can to a point, but there's also a part of surrender. So there must be this balance. There must be this give and take. There must be this let go. So do what you can. Absolutely. But also know when to surrender. And to, once again, that reminder, every step with love, okay? Every step needs to be laced in this love, in this beauty, in this wondrous universe. If you want that life, you got to choose it. And sometimes it might be hard because they're kind of showing me this dominant side of ourselves wants to get carried away and be like, they're also showing me desperation of the inner child, the fear of something not happening or not working the way you planned. And they're like, you can't keep holding on to this. It's hurting you. This fear of things not working out, this fear that things are going to be in detriment. Even if they are, what can you do? All you can do is let go. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy every step. Don't nurse the wound. Nurse the heart. Give the heart now what it needs. Okay, so fulfillment. The only thing that matters in the end is love. So then they showed me this coexisting of peace and long suffering. It's super interesting. So we're going to have, once again, this choice before us. So what will it take for stress to be gone? That's what they asked us. what will it take for your stress to be gone? Now, this was interesting. It wasn't, what will it take for your stress to be less? It was gone. Okay? Wording is very specific here. Very specific. What will it take for your stress to be gone? Interesting thought. Be easy on yourself. There is no rush to the goal. No secret left behind. I thought this is super interesting. Organizing your thoughts. Removing desperation. And then they showed me like kindred spirit. So like a soul connection, a twin flame, so to speak, this mirror of yourself, and this beautiful support coming in. So it's like help is here. All you need to do is say yes. I thought this is beautiful. Yes to life. Yes to partnership. Yes to support from heaven itself. For why not receive? Why not build? Not from force, but love. Analyze your habits. Why do I feel so strongly? Why do I despair when love is here? And then they showed me these examples of what might be standing in our way. The cost of love. Everything has a price. Fear of loss and fear of losing one's integrity. Interesting. Forgo these corruptive thoughts now. They only serve to corrupt the spirit. Instead, believe in spirit, in love, in thought, in deed. Recount your blessings and more shall be. Then they show me this unleashed perspective, this breaking free of the chains that have held you really captive in your mind. Okay, this is really in the mental space. If there was more than one way, okay, what if there was more than one way to build from here? Okay, let's pause there. So let's go back to this peace and long-suffering balance here, okay? This is super interesting. So they're showing me this prolonged suffering that one has endured, and it's all in the mental space, okay? So a lot of these confining belief systems, confining fears that are holding us captive, okay? They're holding you captive. They're holding you back from freedom. And it's funny because they're kind of showing me, what do all of us want? We want freedom. We want to be free to be me. But yet we enslave ourselves, okay? So they're kind of going like, what is provoking this long suffering? And why are you still suffering? Why are you still enduring these things? So they're like, hit the nail on the head here, because they're kind of going, we need to look at each specific cause of stress and the fear that is buried beneath us. So they're like, look at the big areas that are causing large concern, large worry, large stress, and go to the root cause of it. Because at the root, there's going to be a fear. So for some of us, my needs aren't going to be provided for. Okay, so we have a fear of scarcity. We have a fear of not being supported. Okay, I'm afraid that nothing's going to work out. Okay, well, where do we have a fear of loss? Okay, where have we lost so much we're afraid to go through it again? They brought out these specific ones, the cost of love. Everything has a price. So where do you believe that? Where do you think you need to give something to be worthy of something in return? Okay, so what do you think that cost is? What do you think you have to sacrifice or give up to receive love? And believe it or not, a lot of us are in this mindset that we have to be of service, okay? That we constantly need to be giving in order to receive. Now, somewhat this is true, and somewhat this is not true. What is true is the balance. We need to have balance in this. That is how we really hit the jackpot, is when we know when to give and we know when to receive. Okay? So once more, we are the ones that are the instigators of these fears, and they're kind of showing me this exacerbation of it. So we keep building it and making it bigger and bigger and bigger, instead of looking at the root and pulling it from the root and really, really challenging the narrative. So this is what we have to do. We have to start becoming very self-aware. Oh, this is that fear rearing its head. Okay? Well, why are we so desperate for something, as an example? Why are we so desperate for something? Because we need it. Well, why do you need it? Why do you need this to work? And you're going to realize when you go beneath the surface, oh, it's because you haven't been giving yourself what you need. You haven't been claiming that abundance for yourself. You haven't been receiving that for yourself. So where can you receive that for yourself? Where can you give that to yourself? Okay, so number one, a lot of us, this collective need for community, for soul connection. So are you actively giving yourself soul connection? Are you actively participating in these loving relationships in your life? Are you actively partaking in your community? They're showing you some people sitting twiddling their thumbs, and it's like, you gotta do it. If you want it, you gotta experience it. You gotta start now. Okay? So there's a lot of this awareness of our fears keeping us stuck, and this fixed mindset that really is enslaving, that is not allowing us to be free. So what do you think the cost of love is? Once more, what do you feel like you have to sacrifice? And for a lot of us, it might even look like, well, I can only receive love if I forego my authenticity. Ooh, that's a big one. I can only be loved if I am this. I can only be loved if I've earned it. I can only be loved if I am XYZ. And when I am XYZ, then I will be able to be loved. Wow. What a lie. How painful that lie has become. And they're actually showing me, many of us were sick of it. We're sick of having to wear a mask. We're sick of having to hide who we are, our truth, our identity. And they're kind of showing me people not being accepting of it. And we're now to this point where we're like, we don't care. We're getting to this point, I don't care. I don't care if you don't like it. I have to be me. And we're being very non-compromising in this, which is beautiful. So some of us are at this point, some of us are building up to this, okay? But imagine being so fully in your power, so fully in the self-love, the self-respect, where you're meeting your needs, you know them, you know what to give to yourself. You're no longer lacking. So when you're not lacking, you're not seeking, right? You're not chasing. You're in this complete power. Well, I'm whole. I'm complete. I have my needs met. I am secure. So they're just showing me this complete 360 that happens in your life because everything begins to mirror your new truth, your authentic self. So once again, things become very crystal clear. What is aligning? What is not? So realize you no longer have to forfeit your integrity. You no longer have to forfeit your needs to be loved. And in fact, it's the opposite. When you fulfill your needs and when you love yourself, love is already there. You see? If you love yourself, you've already given yourself love. You will not need it so much from others, which translates, you will not need others to approve of you when you approve of yourself. It's very profound, isn't it? We look to everywhere else, everyone else, and this goes in everything. You will not be successful until you say and decide to see yourself as successful. Right? So how do you claim your new reality? Right? Are you ready? Are you ready to stop waiting? Are you ready to stop grasping, chasing, needing? You ready to meet your needs? Are you ready to give to yourself? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It is time. Okay? So stop knocking on that door. Open it. Step through. Welcome. So forego these thoughts because they're corruption. They're corrupting the beauty of your spirit. They're corrupting your perspectives. They're corrupting how you live your life. So how can you be in this space of complete authenticity? So beautiful. And believe in yourself and have this confidence in yourself. So they're showing me this unleashed perspective. We're dropping the chains. We're becoming liberated, free. And perhaps for the first time, we're like looking around and we're like, oh my God. Whoa, what just happened? Wow, I could live my life each day feeling like this, right? So they said, what if there is more than one way to build your life, to build your dream? It's so beautiful. I love this because once again, it frees us. It gives us such awareness to how we've been living and how we want to be living, what we want to be experiencing. So what if everything we're taught by the world, by society, the formula we're given to live our lives, to build a business, to build your dream, to build your family, whatever this is, what if the formula isn't your formula? And what if there's multiple ways that you can build in complete authenticity, in complete unconditional love for yourself and others? And this is key. Others matter, but you matter too, right? So each step now needs to be built with this foundation of love and this foundation of self-fulfillment and what resonates. And don't just take other people's opinions. Okay, they're really saying this, like everything has to come from soul now. Everything has to come from heart now. Everything has to come from this space of complete listening and harmony with yourself. Okay, so when you get caught up in your head, step back, withdraw, come back to your balance, come back to your center. Go, okay, is this in alignment with me? Is this step or this move I'm going to make, is this in alignment with love? Is this feeling right? And if it is, proceed. If it's not, it's not. And there's another way. Okay, but they're just showing me you've chosen this life. Many of us have made this dedication that we're going to live a life of love. So if you've made this dedication, if you've made this commitment, it makes sense. We have to master it. We have to learn the ways of love. And that might look different than what we've been taught all our lives, or what we're hearing in society, or what we're being told to do. Once again, your intuition, it does not come through in a thought. It comes through in a feeling. So when the thoughts get too loud, what are you feeling? Okay, this is going to help source confusion and remove it, because they're really showing me the heart always knows. Your intuition, it always knows. The confusion just comes from your mind. So step away from your mind. Step away from what everyone else is saying, all the different opinions. Come back to the heart. That's where the answers lie. Come back to love. And take as long as you need. Like they're really saying, like, there's no rush to build this life. You're building it now. Every time you decide to choose love over fear. Choose love over hurt. Choose love over long suffering. Your own detriment, okay? This is to your own detriment if you continue to pick this long suffering. The worries if every little thing is perfect. No such thing as perfect, okay? So it's so beautiful. Becoming aware of all the different ways you can build this amazing life. So conquer fear. And then they showed me this mirroring, as above, so below. Master the courage to see your soul sing. Okay? Now this was so beautiful because they were just showing me this paradise that is coming, this paradise that you're really in. You just have to acknowledge it, and if you're not already. And having the courage to let yourself be in paradise. Okay? Some of us were scared. Oof, there brings emotion there. There brings up this anxiety, this hurt, this grief in the heart. It's like, I don't know if I deserve this. And maybe that's why we're working so hard. Maybe we're working so hard toward a goal, towards something, some pinnacle in our lives. Maybe it's the perfect relationship. Maybe it's finding the perfect person, the perfect partner. Maybe it's this building of a dream. Whatever this is for you, there's so much hurt attached to it that you're not seeing. There's so much grief attached to it that you're not seeing. And a lot of us, it's boiling down to this deservingness, to this, I don't know if I actually deserve this dream. I don't know if I actually deserve to live in paradise, to live in beauty. And you questioning yourself, you questioning the goodness of your heart, that is what is ruining it all. That is not allowing you to see the growth that is already here, the abundance that is already around you, and the deservingness that already exists within you just by being alive, just by being who you are. Don't forget, you are pure love. And you are so deserving of it all. So don't let go of your dream. Live it. And can you honestly say, if the dream was here now, that you could take it, that you could feel worthy of it? And if your answer is no, then this is where the work needs to be done, is in this unburdening of yourself, of this stripping away of whatever guilt, whatever hurt, whatever messed up belief system that made you feel insignificant, not enough, and purge it from your mind, purge it from your being. And they're like, you don't have to do it alone. Let God help you. Let Source step in and take this from you. So they're actually saying, call in your angels. And I'm just hearing that song, call in all angels, in my head. So it's literally like, let us help you clear your heart, clear your mind of these toxins that have flooded you, that have plagued you for far too long. This deep grief of undeservingness. It has hurt you for far too long. Let us take this weight from your heart. And they're just kind of showing me like someone who just cries every time something good comes in and you don't even know why. It's like it's so unbelievable that something good could come in. You just cry. And they're like, it's all this emotion that's like, I didn't know I could ever have this. I didn't know I could ever deserve this life. But you do. So now it's time to let this grief go. You are enough. You don't have to keep building. You don't have to keep running. You don't have to keep earning, proving. You don't even have to keep showing yourself. You're already capable. You're already enough. Some of us just need to open our eyes and see. We just need to trust ourselves. We're enough now. Stop buying another course. Stop trying to further your education. Stop trying to make yourself improve all the time. Stop psychoanalyzing every thought and deed and action you make. Can you step out of this constant need to change, to embrace who already lives inside your heart? Because your soul is perfect. Your soul wanted to be you. You're already chosen. And can you wrap your mind around that? You're already chosen. Your soul chose you. It chose to live your life. It chose to be in your experience, in your human body. So can you imagine the profound love your soul already has for you? God already has for you. Source already has of you. Because, my friend, you were birthed from love. And now it has to come back. You have to come back to where you're from. You have to come back home and open the door to your heart and see what's inside. Stop looking outside of you. Stop seeking outside of you. See what's in you already. And when you uncover that good, that pure, unfiltered person inside of you, love inside of you, you will break free. So I'm hearing, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for any wrong that you feel you've done, anything wrong you feel you are. Forgive those who made you believe you weren't right, that you were selfish, that you were full of sin, that you weren't right for choosing the life you live, or for being who you are and expressing that into the world. Forgive them too. And can you hold that space for forgiveness in your life? Because this is another way that you will be set free, is when you put down the grudge, when you put down the hurt, and you can just go, hey, I'm ready to accept love. because holding on to this, it just hurts me. It just hurts others. And there's no need for retaliation anymore. And it's really interesting because they're showing me that someone really held this burden of regret or this burden of revenge or needing to lash out. And many put this under the guise of, I need to speak my truth. Okay, yeah. Feel your truth, be your truth, speak your truth, but you don't need to go to that level of hurt. And to unleash any anger, because they're showing me like beneath the hurt in front of the hurt is that anger. Maybe we want to hurt another person for what they did to us. Maybe there's been that there. Maybe this is bigger than a person. Maybe this is an organization. Maybe this is people who surrounded you in life. Maybe this is an ideology. Maybe this is the world. Maybe this is politics. Whoever you feel anger at, how can you find the space within yourself to honor that in a healthy way, but then know when to put down the sword? Because if you want to live a life of love, you have to free yourself. Free yourself of this burden. And they're showing me all these tears shed, being collected in this bottle that God holds, showing you that each teardrop that you've shed is sacred, has been seen, has been held and treasured and cherished and noticed. So none of your hurt has not been seen. It has been recognized. God knows what you have gone through. God sees what you have endured. And now it's time to honor the hurt and let it go. So this is so amazing this week. What we are truly doing when we choose love, when we choose to operate from this space, when we choose to forego what only holds us back and set ourselves free. There is no conflict. There is no fear. There is none of these things when we allow ourselves to revert to the purest state of our innermost self. When we remember our souls, remember where we came from, remembering how deserving we are, and we are so free. So don't get me wrong, we're gonna be human. We have to be human. We have to feel our emotions. This is no means a segue of toxic positivity, masking over how you feel. No, be on that journey. Feel it all. That's what you're here to do. But come back to the truth in the end, which is you are love, you are loved, and you are so supported. So take control this week. How do you want to live your life? How do you want each day to be, to feel? And how can you claim that abundance for yourself? So my friends, that is all I have for this week. I hope that this reading touches you. I hope whoever needed to hear it hears it. And I'm setting that intention now that whoever needs to hear these messages, find this message, find this podcast, and I hope it reaches you. So my friends, I love you so much. Sending you the biggest hug in the world. I hope all of you are keeping so well, and I am so here for you. I do still have limited space for clients, so if you are interested in booking a reading with me, if you are interested in connecting in any way, feel free to reach out. Sending lots of love and light. Have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.